All right, well, here we go. Today, so this is the first time that we have done this format. So this is something new. Everybody on the line today is currently a TFF member, correct? No, we have one new one.
Yes, Brittany, that is on right now, would be brand new.
Okay. Oh, I was thinking of Brittany now, other Brittany. Okay, cool, perfect. So what we're going to do today, and for those of you that are current TFF members, a couple of these things you're like, yep, I got it. We're a part of TFF. We know what it is. So we just want to introduce that so that Brittany can hear that for sure. And anybody else who's listening into the recording, just to hear like a very brief synopsis of what we do as a community and as a team, and then really getting more into this idea of coaching, right? What it is. Okay? If you're a team member, you get to be with us for workouts and groups and accountability and just being a part of a team and a discount and all those great things. And any team member who is a part of TFF has the ability to become a coach of other people. Right? And so what Mel and I want to do today is talk to you guys about what that means, what it looks like, what some of our initial fears were when we started doing this, kind of our stories with coaching and how our road to coaching kind of happened, and then talk a little bit about how we earn, what it looks like just in a day, and give you guys a chance to ask some questions that you have about jumping from that team member to coach role. All right. So let's get rolling here. What is coaching? Okay, something that I really want to just ground us with today, because I think that one of the fears that a lot of people have, it's certainly one that I had, and I know Mel did as well, was just like, how do we do this? Like, I'm not an expert. I don't really know much about social media. I'm not perfect in what I do. I'm not like a personal trainer, anything like that. Right? So it's really important to understand that coaches are not perfect at anything that we do. We are human, 100% human. Okay? We are not perfect. Our job is to show other people what's possible with the help of amazing programs and products and people while life is happening. If 2020 taught us anything, and even the beginning of 2021, like life happens. It happens all the time, right? And no matter how long we wait or how much we hope that it's going to change, like life happens all the time. Most of the time it's fantastic, right? And sometimes it's not, but life is always happening all around us. Okay, so really our job is not to be an expert. Our job is not to be someone's personal trainer. Our job is not to be someone's nutritionist or mindset developer. Our job is to be their cheerleader, right? And to give them the tools and support that Beachbody has already spent billions of dollars creating, right? The amount of money and time and research that goes into the products and programs that they create, the amount of integrity that exists in their production and in the way that they put things out to us as coaches is second to none. Right? We don't need to create any of that. It's already there for us. Our job is to introduce it to people, right? We're kind of that middleman between Beachbody products and programs and the customer, right? Hooking them up with these tools that we know, we love, that we know have changed our life. And the great thing is we don't have to create it. We just point them in the right direction and cheer them on, right? And that's pretty cool. Okay, so just keep that in the front of your mind as we go through this today. All right, so a little bit about who we are as a fit community. Right? These are pictures from our team, right? These aren't from like Google Images or anything. Everything in here is our team and our community, which is always, I don't know, it's so fun to like look at it as we go through these presentations because this is who we are, right? On the left, you see all these different roles. Okay? This is where all of the women on our team are different. We all wear tons of different hats. Right? We're moms of humans, we're moms of dogs, of cats, of farm animals, whatever it is. We have teachers in all sorts of different types of education. We have nurses. We have people who are writers and social workers, coaches of athletic teams, professionals, CFOs, accountants, event planners, realtors, like so many different roles that we all have, right? And all of us, it's different. Our plates look completely different. Okay, but the one thing that we all have in common is that we're a team of women who love fitness. We really value community and connection to other humans. We dream big in our life, right? And know that it's okay to want and go for more in life. And we inspire other people to live healthy and fit. Right? We have that in common, and that's a really that bond that we have, that shared belief, is really powerful with this group of women. Right? So while we are very different, we're grounded in that commonality. Right, so Mel and I are just going to share our stories really quick about our road to coaching. Right, there are some similarities in our story, but also a lot of differences. Right, so for me, I went from a lonely, very overworked teacher. I was teaching high school. At the time, I was coaching swimming, high school swimming, and I was a new mom of two. So I was super lonely, very overworked, and I felt like I was not earning my worth in my career. Right? And I was losing my passion that I had when I went into it. And more than anything, I was a yes girl for all of the wrong reasons. I said yes to anyone and everything that needed me because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Like, I got value from people asking me to do things. Even if I didn't want to do it, I said yes because that made me feel valuable. Right? That's who I was before this. Today, I feel like a very confident, connected team leader, someone who has a lot of really deep, meaningful friendships in her life because of this, and a CEO, a business owner, someone who is creating a yes life, but on my terms. So saying yes to things that I want to say yes to, saying yes to things that I can say yes to things that my family wants to do, and to things that is going to make my family's life better, things that serve us. And being able to, on the flip side of that, say no to things that don't bring me joy and don't serve me. Like, I no longer find worth in people asking me for help or to do things. And I feel okay saying no, right? So when I initially came to this, I was looking for a fitness solution. That's all I wanted. I was newly postpartum after my second, 6 months postpartum, and I had lost fitness in my life. I did not feel like I was a fitness instructor right here in the Madison area. I did not feel like I was the gold standard instructor that I wanted to be. And I reached out to a friend who was doing Beachbody from home. I knew she was doing it. And I said, tell me about this. I'd love to get back into a more consistent fitness routine. She hooked me up with Beachbody On Demand, plugged me into a group. And in 21 days, I did a program that was 21 days long. In that time, I found myself again. I was consistent with fitness for the first time really in 3 years since having my first baby. I felt great from the inside. I just physically felt fit, and fitness was back in my life, right, after 21 days. So I was a believer in the products and programs very early on. I had no intention of coaching. Even though, like, I was a teacher by trade, I was a coach, I still had no intention of doing this, right? And I'll talk about that in a little bit, but a lot of it stemmed from fear of not knowing what to do. Okay, but I had a light bulb moment when I was in this group. It was an accountability group, which we run for our team. Okay, so a bunch of women were doing a 21-day program together. We were logging in every day. We were checking in. We were cheering each other on. And when I look back on that, it was just this moment where I said, okay, I feel really good, but something's still missing in my life. Like, I thought that my life would feel a lot different after doing this, right? Everyone else looks so happy. Right? And what was missing for me was community. Right? I still was really lonely. And so it's one thing to feel physically fit and feel like you look good or feel better, but to not have those really meaningful relationships in your life, I was missing those. Right? That happened to me as a mom of two young kids. Right? So I had this light bulb moment. I said, what if I could use this to create my own community, create my own team? And what if I could use this to reconnect with some people in my life who I've lost connection with, right? Because mom life, that happens, right? You graduate college and all the people go different ways. What if I could reconnect with some people and find some new friends? That sounded really good to me, right? And you know what? If I'm going to make some money while doing that, that could be cool, right? So fast forward 3.5 years, and here we are, a team of hundreds and hundreds of women who, again, very different paths of life, but have come together under this really common theme of just wanting to live healthy and fit and help other people do the same. I have found some of my best friends through this, people that I never knew I needed until I had them. And this opportunity has truly changed every aspect of my life, right? It allowed me to leave the K-12 setting. I didn't leave the classroom because of this, but it allowed me to financially. When life just happened to our family, and 1 week before I was supposed to go back to teaching, I was able to walk away from it, knowing that I had created something that was enough and something that I could really build to be something bigger. So when that decision entered our life, my husband and I did not have to have a really uncomfortable conversation about what we were going to do for childcare, how we were going to pay for it, what was going to happen. We just knew that what I had created as a plan B could become our plan A. Right? And now I'm almost 3 years out of the classroom and just living a completely different, much more fulfilled life, again, on my terms. All right, so I'm going to let Mel share her story.
All right, hello, my name is Mel Johnson. Can you guys hear me okay? My AirPods are not working, so it just may sound a little echoey. But I think one thing I love about coaching is that you can work from anywhere. I'm currently working from our new house that doesn't have electricity or bathrooms or anything, but I have internet, so yay. So really my coaching story began with, I was postpartum with my second as well. And I just felt yucky. Like I was using the hardness of having a newborn and 2 kids, and I was using it as an excuse to do whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted, drink as much as I wanted. I would say I was responsible with feeding, but I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this. And I felt awful, and I could feel postpartum depression coming on again. And I was like, I'm not going to ignore it this time. I'm going to tackle it, because I had it with my first. I'm like, I'm going to tackle this head on. And I knew Lauren through her sister-in-law is one of my best friends. And I saw her working out every day in her basement, and she was happy. She had 2 kids. She was healthy. I knew she was working full-time too. And I was like, if Lauren can do that, I can do that. Like, why not? So I started with the programs. I first said no to Shakeology. And then when Lauren was like, just try it for 30 days, I was like, okay. And it has done so many amazing things for me on a health level. So became a believer in the products and the fitness, got in the best shape of my life, had a complete transformation during 80-Day Obsession. That's like my soulmate program, just inside and out, just complete transformation. And just, I told Lauren no to be a coach like 10 times. That year I ran a Whole30 group for free. I was like, I'm doing a Whole30. If you want to do it, I'll lead you through it. I did that for free. And so Lauren kept being like, Mel, you'd be a great coach. And I said no to her like 10 times. And then when I had incredible results, like I lost 25 pounds, I was making this work with 2 kids, working full time. I was a VP of marketing at a software company. People are like, what are you doing? So I just started sharing it. And the cool thing for me about coaching is that I didn't try to fall into this, but coaching really saved me, because I was really lost. I was finding myself in my physical fitness, but I was in a toxic job with a verbally abusive CEO, to be honest. And he made me second guess everything in my life. He really like dimmed my light. And for me, coaching brought me back, and coaching like brought me back to who I knew I was, because of the mindset and because of the personal development work we do. And because I was surrounding myself with women who were cheering me on instead of people who were bringing me down. And ultimately, I found the confidence to leave that toxic job. I left golden handcuffs, and I didn't leave to coach full time, but coaching gave me the confidence to leave something that was no longer serving me in my life, which was really hard, because to the outside world, it looked like I had it made, but I was really, really, really struggling. And so for me, coaching brought me back and brought me to a life where I feel like I'm in charge. I'm living unapologetically as myself, as what I want to do and what I want to say. And I love leadership. Like, I've always been in leadership roles in business, and coaching has given me the ability to bring those skills to health and fitness, which I love. It has such a bigger impact on life, because when you help people figure out their fitness, it can impact their entire life. So just so grateful, and it's so incredible that this happened a couple of years ago. So let's dig into, what do we actually do as coaches, other than take fun pictures? So we're going to walk you guys through kind of the pillars of coaching and what we do on a daily basis. The first priority of being a coach is to be a product of the product. You have to walk the walk, and so you have to take care of you, and you have to get your own results. Now, those results don't always mean physical results. Like I said, fitness can lead to mental health transformations, confidence transformations. But really, your goal as a coach is to take care of you. And what a cool job that is. Like, I don't know of any other job where they're like, okay, the first step is to make sure that your self-care is in check and that you're taking care of you. So this, honestly, being a coach keeps my health in check. And in any given point in life, if I'm not feeling, I'm like, okay, where's my self-care at? Am I taking care of myself? Am I really paying attention to my workouts, or am I just getting them done? And so first is to take care of you. The second is to share your journey. Now, we'll talk about this in our fears, but I know that can seem like, oh, I don't want to do that. But truly, if you share your journey, it is so empowering. Because when you, A, put yourself out there, you hold yourself to a new level of accountability, and B, someone else is struggling with whatever you are struggling with. That is a fact. We so often think that we are alone in our fears and our struggles, but we are not. And when you put your story out there, you are going to give voice to someone else who is silently suffering. So it's really, really, really important to share your journey and put that out there. The next thing we do is we invite others to work out with us. And I think this is the best part. I think if this is like, we're all having a party, and this house is like, we're having a big party, and people are walking on the sidewalk watching us, and all we're doing is opening in the door and saying, come and join our party. Like, we're having an awesome time working out, being healthy, sharing recipes, getting fit. Come join our party. And so we invite others to live this lifestyle with us. And then the last thing that we do is that when we welcome those people in, we take care of them. We share what we know. Here's how I have my morning routine. Here's how I drink my shake. Here's what's really worked for me. I slept in my sports bra for the first couple months of doing this so that I would get out of bed in the morning. I made my food the night before. I meal prepped. Here are some recipes I love. It's simply taking care of them and sharing your experience with them so that they can have the same experience that you are. And I also want to mention those pictures. Those are all coaches on our team. And so, you know, the first pillar of taking care of you, like, we have all had incredible results. I think so many of us are so discouraged about health because we try so many things that don't work. And like you guys, like you can see there, Lauren did Ironman. I have run several full marathons. Many people on our team are into fitness, and this solution is what has gotten us in the best shape of our lives.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we do as coaches. Like, it's really, honestly, it's simple. Right? Now, full disclosure, does it take work and does it take time? Of course it does. Of course it does. Right? But the really great thing about it is you determine what that looks like. Right? Mel works full-time. When she started this, she was working full-time. When I started, I was working full-time in multiple different roles, teaching, coaching, fitness instructing, being a mom, right? And for me, and I know that I can speak for Mel on this too, adding this to an already very full plate made that plate feel easier to hold. It really, truly did, because this brought so many great things into my life. It helped with my mindset. It helped me manage stress. It helped me, like I said earlier, say no to things that didn't serve me. It gave me confidence as a leader in all of the other roles that I was doing, right? So for me, adding this and prioritizing my time, right? I didn't all of a sudden get 25 hours in a day. I still had 24. I just had to decide, are there some things in my life that, like, do I need to watch 3 shows tonight? No, probably not. Maybe I just watch one, and then I can watch another one while I'm inviting some people to do this with me, right? And for me, I felt okay with that because of how much this brought into my life, right? So I never want people to, even though we say it's simple, push play, take care of yourself, get your results, invite people, take care of them. Those are simple actions, but it does take work. I never want people to think that it doesn't, right? So after you start doing these behaviors, right, there's lots of different ways you can measure success as a coach. Okay? One of them is through income, obviously, which we're going to talk about next. Okay? But there's some other really great ways that a lot of us really enjoy with this company and with our team, and how we measure success, right? Beachbody is phenomenal at incentivizing and recognizing coaches for their work, right? You've probably seen like the Beachbody infomercials on TV, right? Like back in the day, P90X and Turbo Fire and all of those things. Maybe some of you have those DVDs laying around somewhere. But Beachbody's philosophy is that they want every single customer to be attached to a coach. So if somebody goes online and they type in beachbodyondemand.com and they purchase something, Beachbody attaches them to a coach, because they know that people are more successful, they're more engaged, and they're more likely to make this a lifestyle if they have someone supporting them, right? And because of that, because that's Beachbody's philosophy, they recognize and incentivize coaches to take care of people, right? So it's a really great business model, a really great philosophy that they have. Okay, so a couple of ways that, again, if you're in TFF, you've probably heard us talk about these or seen these posts. I know Emily's on. Shout out to Emily there on, on the board. But one way that they measure success is through Success Club. So this is Beachbody's way of recognizing and rewarding you for helping people get started with a health and fitness solution. Everybody has some type of problem, right? When it comes to health and fitness, they're seeking a solution to something, right? And we have tons of tools to help them find that solution, right? So when you do that, when you help 3 people or more within a month, you earn what Beachbody calls Success Club, right? And throughout the year, the more times you earn Success Club, the more prizes you get from Beachbody. So when you hit it in your first month, right? Again, that's like inviting 3 people to help you. They send you, I think the month 1 for this year is a hat, like a camo hat, right? And then month 3, right? If you've hit it for 3 months, you get another prize, and 6, and then the prize gets like better and better every single month. Okay. And last year, so Mel and I both hit Success Club all 12 months. We have a Theragun on the way to us. Like, you know what those are, right? Those like self-massaging things. Like I've already told Jeremy, like, you better get ready at night because I'm going to be laying on the floor and you're going to be Theragunning me like all night long while you watch your stupid shows. Anyways, that sounded really inappropriate, but it's not. Anyways, the point is you can earn really cool prizes from Beachbody for helping people, right? Second way is through rank. So you see this here, the Emily's graphic on the Emerald Coach, Mel on the Premier Coach. Beachbody, as you grow your own team, right? That means that you're inviting people to join your team as team members, right? Like many of you are. You earn ranks within Beachbody. Right? And each rank advancement leads to more income potential and more recognition, right? We recognize them within our own team page, right? So there's like shout out posts if people earn these ranks, there's incentives, different like collaborative groups and leadership groups that you can be a part of when you hit certain ranks. And Beachbody recognizes you on national wake up calls and on their social media. Just a really fun way to see success, right? As that rank grows. And the third way is through rewards. So there's the Success Club prizes and rewards, but Beachbody and our team, right, rewards coaches with the prizes that I already talked about, rewards trips. So if you are someone who earns Success Club every month, you can earn a trip like to Mexico, to the Dominican Republic. Like they've all been canceled lately, but they're coming back at some point, right? But some really great trips that are fully paid for. Again, just for helping people, for inviting people, for cheering them on, right? You can earn leadership retreats when you earn certain ranks from our team and from Beachbody, right? And they, like I said, they are always finding ways to incentivize and reward. And then the fourth way, which I think is the most important, is just the impact that you create, right? So obviously income matters, right? It absolutely does. But that impact and that feeling of joy and pride when you hear that you have changed someone's life, that is absolutely priceless. When someone messages you and says, I lost 30 pounds, like you have changed my life. Like I have goosebumps all over my body right now thinking about those messages that I've gotten, that Mel has gotten, that so many coaches on our team have gotten. That means more than any amount of income, right? Because I truly believe, like one of my deepest missions in life is to help people fall in love with fitness, with health and fitness, because I believe everybody deserves it. And I believe that healthy people are happy people. And the more happy people we have in the world, the better place the world is, right? And if I can have an impact on that through health and fitness, like I am in. If I can create or be a part of creating a better world for my kids to grow up in, I'm going to do it. And I just happen to believe that that path is through health and fitness, right? And so those are some ways that we measure success. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how we earn. Am I doing this one? Yeah. Okay. All right. So how do we earn as coaches? Like I said, this isn't everything, but it is important. You are putting in time. You are a business owner, right? You are getting paid to help people find those solutions to live healthy and fit, right? The great thing about it is that you get paid to do what you're already doing. This was something that really clicked for me when I first started going from just someone who was doing the fitness programs to someone who was going to start inviting people. It was like, well, I'm already working out. I'm eating healthy-ish. I'm working on my mindset, right? If I'm going to do that anyway, I might as well try to get paid for it, right? So living healthy and fit and helping other people do the same. Let's just get paid for it, right? Right? When you are creating this business, like I said before, you work in your own pockets of time. Yes, it takes work. Yes, it takes time, but you get to decide. So when I was teaching, I did not get to decide when I went to work. I did not get to decide when I took my lunch break. I did not get to decide when my spring break or winter break was, right? It was all decided for me, which is great, right? Like that's nice for, I don't know, like type A planners who just want to know everything, right? But for me, like I needed and craved more flexibility. And I just so appreciate that about this business that, you know what, if I want to wake up at 5 in the morning because it's peace and quiet in my house, I'll do that. If that means I can take my kids to lunch and we can go outside after and go sledding down the hill, or I want to go to happy hour with my friends. And you know what? Maybe that means that after I put the kids to bed, I'm going to sit down and work for an hour because again, it's quiet, right? I get to decide when and where I work from, right? There's no commute. I can do it from my computer or my phone. I really like to Mel's point, she's doing it in a half-built house right now. You can do it anywhere, right? And when you do that, you can create breathing room in your life. Okay? When you earn an additional stream of income, you can have you can create so many more choices and opportunities in your life, right? To pay for your products and what you're spending on your health and fitness, to pay your bills, to add to your savings for extra spending money. For me, as my kids get older and they want to do more and more things, swim lessons, gymnastics, hockey, like all of the things that cost a lot of freaking money, right? And I want to be able to say yes to those experiences for them. I want to be able to say yes to going on vacations with them, right? And this opportunity has afforded us the ability to do that, right? Okay, so what are the actual ways that we earn? Okay, there's 3 ways that Beachbody essentially pays you for doing this. Okay, the first way is when you share programs and products that you like, right? Like, let's say you are a huge Shakeology fan and you love 21 Day Fix, right? And someone signs up with a challenge pack. You earn 25% commission on that. Okay, so for example, most people, like a lot of you, signed up with a challenge pack. The commission on that is anywhere from $50 to $80, right? Just to give you kind of a ballpark figure, right? And every time you do that, you earn that income from Beachbody, right? It goes right into your bank account. Okay, the second way that you can earn is by inviting people to your team and helping them get started with their own business, right? So that might mean that you invite someone, they join as a team member or as a coach, and you start helping them to invite some of their friends and family, right? And as they start inviting and they start earning an income, Beachbody pays you a bonus, right? They pay you, they say, you know what, Mel, you're doing a really good job of not only helping people get healthy and fit, but also helping people start their own teams and their own businesses. We're gonna reward you from that. And the really cool thing and what makes what Beachbody does not a pyramid scheme is that that money comes directly from Beachbody, right? So when Mel started building her team and I started earning a bonus from what she was doing, that didn't come out of Mel's paycheck, right? That came directly from Beachbody to me, right? Which is a pretty amazing business model. Okay, so when you do that, you start to earn an additional residual income. So you can earn in commissions and you can earn in these bonuses from Beachbody, right? And when you unlock that part of the compensation plan, you are like unlimited potential in what you're able to earn. Okay, and then the third way, as your team grows and you earn those ranks that we talked about earlier, Beachbody pays quarterly bonuses to those coaches, right? And these are anywhere from $900 to upwards of like $25,000 per quarter, right? Depending on what rank you are at. And that's on top of everything else, right? So if you're talking about a coach that's earning $25,000 in bonuses a quarter, it's $100,000 per year just in bonuses. And they're likely earning that much or more on top of that, right? So I do want to make sure we say the disclaimer here at the bottom. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. They don't guarantee that you're going to get to that point. Every coach's income depends on her own efforts, diligence, and skill. It takes time, it takes work, right? But the potential and the possibility, like I said, are endless and very much worth exploring. All right, so, excuse me. For our team, these are our coaches. How has an extra income impacted their lives? When you talk about, again, anywhere from a $50 commission to a $1,000 team bonus, right? How has that impacted our lives? Megan, all the way on the left, she's pregnant with her second baby right now, and works full time. She lives in Nashville. And she said, it has let me do some fun stuff like new makeup, a family photo shoot, gifts. And now I'm starting to put a little into my daughter's college fund, and which will soon be 2 college funds every month, and save up for a vacation and new couches. She bought a really beautiful dining room set that she had been wanting, I think from Pottery Barn. And not Pottery Barn, but something like that. But it was like this beautiful dining room set that she was so proud that she bought with her coaching money. Right? It didn't come out of their family savings. It came out of her coaching income, right? So all sorts of fun extra stuff that she was able to do. Stephanie, she's a coach. She lives in Cross Plains. For all of you Cross Plains people, also works full-time, boy mom of 2. She says that her Beachbody income has allowed them to finish their basement. She has a beautiful workout room down there now, a fully finished basement that is just gorgeous, that came from her Beachbody income. She now has an amazing workout room. It is also paid for lots of other house things like rugs, TVs, furniture to upgrade and make their house more lovable. Such a fun quote from her. All right, Lindsay, she's another Nashville girl mom. She and Megan are teammates. And she said, it has allowed me to put my daughter in dance, pay for products that I love, purchase school shoes for the kids, be able to bless others, and save for our first family vacation, just to name a few. And then Mel, right? We know Mel, she's in my top left corner over here. Her Beachbody income has given them the flexibility to do just what they want to do without stressing, right? She talks a lot about being able to say yes to more, to say yes without stress, yes to the things they want to say yes to, that they would have normally said no to, right? They rented a cabin recently to escape for a couple of days during the pandemic, put a huge down payment on a new car, making decisions on the new house that she's currently sitting in right now, knowing that they have additional income to be able to do that, the fun upgrades, the nice furniture, like all the things that they want to do to fill that home is going to come from this, right? And she says we don't have to say no to things that we want to say yes to. Right, and then for myself, this income has given us more freedom and choices in life. We've been able to say yes to more things without stress, create college funds for our kids, and it's given me the flexibility to leave a full-time teaching job to pursue my passion in health and fitness from home. Right, and I've been blessed with this opportunity to the point where my income from Beachbody has surpassed what my full-time teaching income was. Right, and I'm able to like feel so proud of that because this is something that I truly love and I'm so passionate about. And I think when you can create an income on something you're super passionate about and that brings you joy every single day, you're in the right place.
All right, so we're gonna dig into what fears did we have? Because I think the number one thing that we hear from coaches that are interested or people that are interested in coaching is there's a ton of fear about something that you do not know. So let's dig into those because fun fact is that everyone starts at 0. Oops, sorry, I skipped over you, Lauren. I'll go first. So I had a couple of fears. Like I told you, Lauren said, like, Mel, you would make a great coach. And I said, no, like 10 times. And these were my official fears that I had that really stopped me from taking action or stopped me from really putting 2 feet into coaching. And the first was, I don't have a degree or a certification in health or fitness. And the reality with that is that, you know, we don't have to as a coach. One of my Beachbody does all of that for us. They are the dietitians. They spend millions of dollars on developing Shakeology and all of the products. They spend millions of dollars, you guys, to create those fitness programs. Like Autumn Calabrese told us how much it would cost, like an insane amount of money, millions of dollars to just do the music to 45 workouts. And so like the amount of effort they put into that, they do all of that for us. And where we are most needed is the community and that personal accountability. And one of my favorite functional medicine doctors to follow is Dr. Mark Hyman. And his argument is that community and a coach is the most important thing for health. It is not the workouts. It is not the like meal plan. Like that stuff is the how. But what is going to help people continue this lifestyle is the community and the coach. And we have personally experienced that. All of us that are on the team and have been for years, it's because this works and it's not something that we've given up on. So my fear of, I don't have a degree or certification in this, you don't need to. And that leads me kind of into my next one, which was my next fear was, but I haven't hit my goals yet. I haven't lost the weight that I want to lose. I'm not as strong as I want to be. I'm still figuring it out. And what helped me get over that is that I realized that people want to be a part of your journey. They want to join you on the journey and do it with you. They don't want to join you when you're already there. And so that's why I constantly am telling people where I started. Like, this is where I started. And I'm always going to be in the middle of my journey. I'm never going to be there because there's always going to be something that I want to focus on. And so if you haven't hit your goals yet, that's okay. People don't want to join someone that's finished. They want to join someone and do it with them. The third thing was, what will people think of me? I am a recovering people pleaser. I'm an Enneagram 2, and Tim just laughed at me. And, I think I would be terrified to post something, put it on the internet, and then I would do a Rolodex of all the people in my head who are reading it and think about what each person would be thinking. And the reality of that is that someone is always going to have an opinion of you, no matter, yes, Lord, no matter what is going on in your life. And if something brings you joy and it's helping other people, that's all that matters. So I started focusing not on all the people in my life that were reading it, and I started focusing on what one person needed to hear that message today. And when I realized that I was helping people one by one, that's all that really mattered. And I ignored all the other people who had opinions because, again, fun fact, everyone's always going to have an opinion. My fourth one is, like, what if I disappoint people? What if I'm not good enough of a coach? What if I'm not meeting people's needs? And really this stems from like how I got over this was just digging into personal development. That's my own insecurities and like me digging into mindset and getting in a positive place in my own mindset so that I'm doing the best that I can do and helping people and making sure that I'm showing up for them. My fifth fear was joining an MLM. Previous to Beachbody, I had a pretty negative, I would say, perception of MLMs for no good reason. Just based on, things that I had seen and people that I had talked to. I personally wasn't interested in like selling anything, to be honest. And so I was hesitant to get into this. But the reality is that the difference with Beachbody is that we offer something that changes someone's life. And we only have one body. And if we can pour into that and we have a solution that actually works, it's like I heard someone there, like, if you had the cure for cancer in your back pocket, would you keep it there? Like, no, like we have a solution to people's like challenges with health. And so when I really understood that A, the solution works, and B, an MLM has a bad rap because of companies that have abused it, the integrity of Beachbody, and an MLM is just another business model. It is another business model. And also a fun fact, every single corporation is shaped like a pyramid because there's always someone at the top who is in charge. But in our cases, we're in charge of our own businesses and we have the autonomy and authority to do what we want to do with that. So those were kind of my fears and how I got over them.
All right, so for me, some similar fears, but also different. My first one, like I already kind of alluded to, is that I don't have enough time. I was teaching full-time. I was coaching in the mornings before school, going to work all day, going to practice after school, fitness instructing sometimes after that, spending way more time with other people's kids than my own. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I don't even know if I have enough time to work out, right? But the way that I got through that fear is I realized two things. Number one, I'm never going to have more time. Like, my mom has always told me this since having kids. I'm like, oh, whatever, mom, it's going to get better, right? But it doesn't. Like, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be things that suck your time, that demand your time. Okay? But I realized that I got to decide who got my time and what got my time, right? And as soon as I realized that I wasn't going to magically create more time and that I could just prioritize my passions into my day, that fear went away, right? So I stopped doing things that didn't serve me. I stopped doing things that didn't bring me joy, right? And I replaced that time that I was wasting on those things with this, right? With health and fitness, with helping other people, with spending time on my social media to help inspire people. That brings me joy, right? So I just reprioritized my passions. A second fear, I don't know anything about owning a business. Like, oh my gosh, like Tim laughed at Mel a couple seconds ago, like Jeremy would be laughing at me right now because I am like not super financially responsible. Like I'm the spender of the family, like, oh, just give me all the credit cards, right? I knew nothing about owning a business, absolutely nothing. I took 0 classes in college about business or econ or any of it, right? Like I ran the other direction from that stuff because I never wanted anybody to tell me like I couldn't buy something or I needed to save my money. Right? But so for me, that was a huge fear. I was like, there's no way that A, I can own a business, B, call myself a business owner, or C, help anybody else figure out how to run a business. Right? And what I really came to realize was that this is a do then learn business. Right? My mentor, I heard her say that very early on. You do this and then you learn. Right? If you want to help people, just like show them what you're doing, help them. You'll figure out the compensation plan and all of that stuff as you go. But if you sit here and wait to learn everything before you start, you will never start because there's always something to learn, right? But if you just keep in mind that what we do is super simple, right? You wake up and push play, you share your journey, you invite people to do it, and you take care of them. Like that's it. If you just remember that and keep doing that every day, the other stuff you will learn along the way. Right? So I stopped trying to learn everything and just moved on. Okay, third thing, I'm not active on social media. When I started this, I had like 300 followers on Instagram, probably more on Facebook. But I was just sharing pictures of my kids and our family and like, what we were doing. And I had no social media background or training or anything like that. Right? And so you can get really caught up in like top coaches in our company or other influencers on social media who have tens of thousands of followers, and you see them as successful and you make this connection that it's because they have so many followers. But that's not true, right? And so what I had to really focus on was serving the people I did have in my circle, the people I did have in my following and in my life. Right? Because a lot of this of inviting people and building a business happens outside of social media. It doesn't all have to happen on there, right? But I focused on the people I did have. How can I help the people that I love the most that are in my life already or that are in their lives, right? So I started focusing on that instead of how many followers I had. A fourth one, similar to Mel's, what will other people think of me? Here I am like adding another thing to my plate. When I left teaching, that was a really difficult decision for me because that's what I went to school for. That's what my degree was in. I spent 5 years with my certification and a whole lot of money to be a teacher. And then I was going to walk away from it for, some MLM, right? I didn't want to disappoint people. And I didn't want them to think that I was just another person going to do some other like get rich quick thing, right? So for me, it was just really getting out of my own way. And there was a moment there's a thing called Beachbody Coach Summit, which happens every year in the summer. It's an amazing event that Beachbody puts on for coaches for like tons of networking, personal and professional development, just a world-class, amazing event. And Mel was with me and we were sitting in a session and we heard somebody say, did you have to ask permission to be a teacher, for example? And I was like, well, no, I just said I was going to be a teacher and everyone was like, cool, right? So why, and what at the time, like that was my passion. I wanted to be an educator and everyone was like, cool, if that's your passion, go for it, right? And then for this, that same coach said, well, why are you asking permission to do this? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking permission. I love this. This is a passion of mine. I want to help people just like I wanted to help kids in the classroom, right? And in that moment, I was like, yeah, I don't need to ask permission for this. All I need to know is that I love this. I am passionate about this and I believe in what I am doing, right? So just getting out of my own way, focusing on who I could help one person at a time. And then my last one, this is really surprising to people. I've recently started sharing this because it's just something I've come to understand recently through a lot of personal development. one of the biggest fears that I had was that I wasn't a leader. And for people that have known me for my whole life, like when I told my parents this, they were shocked because I have always been thrown into leadership roles from the time I could walk until now, whether it was in youth athletics, in first grade when the teacher leaves the classroom and someone's in charge, it was always me. I was thrown into leadership roles as a teacher, as a coach, and I never really saw myself as a leader. I never had confidence in myself as a leader. I just did it because other people saw it in me. And it wasn't until this opportunity that I really felt like a leader. I really felt like I could lead people through health and fitness, through this business, and beyond. And what that did for me was it made me feel like a leader in all of these other roles, where I was kind of like not a fake leader, but like I didn't believe that I was a leader. And then after this and developing leadership skills through a lot of personal development and helping my coaches see success, I felt like and was by default a better leader in all of my other roles. All right, so those are, again, you might have some of those fears, right? You might be like, yep, that's me. Yep, me too. And some of them, maybe now it is a fear because you heard us say it, right? But know that all of those are super common. If you polled all of our coaches on our team, many of them would have very similar things, right? And all of us have different ways of getting over it too. But knowing, we had a leadership call last night and we were just talking about kind of some wins and struggles from the month, and just hearing everybody talk about some of the struggles right now and how similar they are, right? It's the same thing with these fears, is that we all have similar fears and we get through them together, right? We get through them together. We have people to lean on who have been there, who have experienced it, which is super comforting to know that there are other people that feel that same way and they can help you through it, right? So we're going to talk through when you do get over those fears and you do start taking action and you start sharing that story and inviting other people into this. Okay, what can it lead to? I'm going to let Mel start.
So the amazing thing about coaching is when you get that text from someone where they got their light bulb and they have either realized that this works, or they've had a moment in their life where they did something and they're just super proud of it. That is by far the best part of coaching, is having that impact and having someone come to you and say, you've changed my life. You've changed my personal life. But then the next best thing is when that coach comes to you and says, oh my gosh, someone just texted me that I've changed their life. And then it just becomes this amazing positive ripple effect of impact. And so for me, knowing that I'm not holding this secret, it's not a secret. I'm not holding this success to myself. I am sharing it, and I'm enabling and empowering others to have this success. And just that ripple of impact it's so, so rewarding. Do you want me to keep going?
Oh no, I can go income because I would obviously agree with all of that. So another way that this has really impacted our life, and we've touched on this a lot, right, is just that income piece. And this was something that I think is up until recently was really hard for me, and I know Mel too, just to talk about that, right? Because you don't want to come off as like, oh, all you care about is money, or oh, you just want to buy all these things. Like, that's not true, right? But that mindset, that abundance mindset, I think in some people's lives, they've been told that that's wrong, that you can't have that, right? That you shouldn't want more in life, that it's like wanting more is not okay, right? And in reality, like wanting more and earning more income allows me to do so much more good in this world, right? When I am able to generate more income, obviously it has a direct impact on me and my family, absolutely. But it also allows me to pour back into this team. It allows me to create really fun retreats or really fun rewards or prizes or things for coaches to help recognize them, to help them feel like they are a part of something really amazing, to thank them for everything that they do as a part of our community. It allows me to give back to organizations in my community. It allows me to buy things that like create jobs for other people because they're making the things that I'm buying. There's a ripple effect that happens when you have more income in your life, right? So it's not just about wanting more things. It's about being able to do more good with that income. And it feels really good to earn an income by helping people live healthy and fit. It feels so good to know that that income is coming from what I think makes this world a better place, which are happy, healthy people. Right.
I also just listened to a podcast this morning about mindset and energy. And she said it is our duty to earn an income from your passion, because the more love that you bring to that, like Lauren just said, that is going to have a positive ripple effect on everything. So it is like so many people feel shame for earning money on something that they love. And it is your duty to do that because you can bring it then to more people. And I just thought that was a really cool way to think about it. In terms of freedom and choices, I mean, like, I don't even know where to begin here. I think the one thing I think about is Melinda Gates wrote a book, and she talks about how when you empower a woman, you can have such an amazing, you give them freedom, but you can have such an amazing impact on everything around them. Because of just the way that we are in our community, in our society. Like Lauren said, we are so much more likely to give that back, whether that's in donations or time or money or whatever that is. But, and for me, just like I said earlier in the webinar, coaching gave me the freedom to leave something that wasn't serving me anymore. And it's given our family choices from an income perspective to do things like 2 years ago, we were like, let's go to Disney in a month. And we went to Disney for 4 days to try it out. And then last year we're like, let's go to Disney all out. And we went to Disney all out. And like I said, like we are saying yes. And, you know, my husband is also the financially conservative, responsible one. And, you know, we say yes to more things because of this. Otherwise we would be, you know, saving that, and we would be putting that away because that's the responsible thing to do. So I'm just grateful that this creates like a little bit more fun and breathing room in our life. And like we've talked about, it feels good to earn that, knowing that that's helping other people.
And I think along those lines for me, you know, us and our financially responsible husbands, no fun. No, just kidding, kind of. But the thing is money can cause a lot of stress. And for me and our relationship, like if we argue, it's about money 9 times out of 10, or about my husband being late because he's always late. But that's never changing, so I have to get over it. But the financial piece, I knew that I had some control over, right? Like if I can earn some more income, what's that going to do? That's going to decrease the amount of times that we fight about money, right? Like, and it's just, it's a stress that has been lifted from our relationship, and as a result has made our relationship better, right? So, you know, when you think about earning an extra income, there's lots of reasons why that's good. And for us, that is one of them. And as far as the freedom and choices go for me, and I guess the income is tied into this as well, is I don't ever want one of my kids to come up to me and say that they want to do something. There's an experience that they want to have. And I have to look at them and say no, because we can't afford it. Right? I want to be able to say yes to experiences in their life. Right? And I know that this is an outlet for me to be able to do that. I know that this is a path for us to be able to do that and to still live a comfortable life while providing them with experiences that are going to enrich their lives. Right? I'm not talking about buying like the Barbie dream house and like, you know, motorized cars and all of that. I'm talking about experiences that are going to make them more well-rounded, good human beings in this society. Right? And if I can use this opportunity to create the income that creates that freedom, then I'm absolutely going to do it. Right?
Can I just add here too?
Mm-hmm.
Friendships. Like I'm looking at, Lauren put this deck together and I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, dang. You know, like I said, Lauren's sister-in-law is one of my best friends, and I wouldn't be as close to Lauren as we are today because of coaching. And so I'm forever grateful for that. I'm just looking at these pictures and I'm like, oh gosh, Lauren.
Awesome. It's so true. I mean, every time we do one of these, I look at these pictures and I'm like, gosh, that we've just created something so freaking cool. Like, these are our best friends. Like, these are our best friends in life. Right. And some of it is because we brought our best friends into this, right? But a lot of it, these are women we didn't know before this. And because we share this love of health and fitness and we do this together, and we spend a lot of time virtually together, like, they become your best friends, not just in fitness, but in life. Right? Okay, so all of these things, right? Do you see yourself in any of these photos, in any of these examples, in any of these stories? Right? Can you see yourself sharing your journey to inspire other people? Something you're going to do anyway, right? Work out, eat healthy-ish, be a part of the community, right? Do you think that you could see yourself sharing that, whether it's on social media or in good old-fashioned conversation, right? Do you see yourself impacting the lives of the people that you love the most? I always try to think of this as like, who is in my life that I want to add healthy years onto? I want to help the people I love the most live longer, healthier years. I want their final years to be as healthy as they can possibly be so that they can enjoy their time on this planet. Because we're all going to die. We just are, right? But if we can live our years healthy and fit and free, man, like let's do it. Okay, so can you see yourself impacting the lives of the people you love most? And can you see yourself creating a life of more freedom and choices for your family? Right? All those things that Mel and I shared about. And I think it's so cool that she's sitting in this house right now that they got to build in part because of this. Right? And she's watching this dream like come to fruition. Right? So creating a life of more freedom and choices. Do you see yourself doing any of those things? Okay, if yes, right, the next steps would be to connect with your coach, right? Whoever your upline coach is that you are signed up with, right? Complete the Rise to Emerald unit in TFF. This is something that Mel and I are putting together. It will be in our team page next week. And this is going to be something that's going to help you take all of your thoughts and excitement and all the things that you're hearing about right now and help you get started on those simple behaviors of what a coach does, right? Helping you create some social media, like some posts and some ideas for what to do with your stories, helping you with invites to friends and family, helping you with how to follow up with them when they say, oh yeah, sure, like send me some information. How do you have those conversations, right? And we want to help you earn that first rank in Beachbody world, which is called Emerald. That's why this unit is called Rise to Emerald, right? So we will explain what that means within that unit, and then we will give you some action steps to take to help you get there, okay? And then the last step is to just, once you're like, yep, I'm in, let's do it, you're gonna start sharing, inspiring, inviting, and cheering people on, right? Again, those simple behaviors that coaches do every single day. Right, so I wanted to welcome you guys to ask any questions that you have. I don't know if I can't see the chat while I'm presenting, but if there are any questions that people have, feel free to unmute or type them in the chat. Oh, yeah. I have friends that are already doing Beachbody, but just as a customer with a random coach, can they switch under me? Yep, super good question. So there's like a protocol, I would say, that that I have coaches follow because a lot of us were in that boat, right? They went to beachbody.com, they got assigned some random coach that they don't even know, or they may have signed up with somebody who no longer runs this business at all. They don't offer any challenge groups. They don't offer any support. There's no check-ins. They're probably not working out themselves anymore, right? So the really good thing to do is to just ask that person, like your friend, right, who's maybe interested in joining our team. You say, okay, are you connected with a coach, right? Tell me more about your coach. And if they come back and they say, I don't know her, she doesn't work the business, like whatever, right? Then it is totally acceptable to say, yep, you can switch to me. And there's a form that they can fill out and they will get switched over to you, right? If it is someone who they are connected with, I always encourage them to talk to their coach, right? To see, you know, like, do you have any groups that you're running? Do you have a team page? Do you do any fun events, right? Because you don't want to be in the position where you're like taking somebody else's customer away from them, right? So you really want to get a good understanding of what their relationship is with their coach. And then if they have communicated with their coach, and I actually just had this conversation with someone the other day, and their coach was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Feel free to go join a different team, right? Then you can have them fill that form out. Yeah, they don't even know who they are. Yeah, if it's a rando, then there's a form. I can, Emily, I can send it to you. It's in your coach office. Yeah, super easy for them to fill
out. We have a couple questions that came in through the form.
Yeah.
So we'll just address a couple of those. One of the questions was, how do you not give up?
Do you want to take that, Mel? Because I feel like you're an expert at this.
So I think a lot of it is personal development. And when you feel like you want to give up, digging into that and asking why, and it's really having that strong enough why and that vision and being connected to it, right? And making sure that that is a part of your everyday, whether that's on a vision board, whether it's on a Post-it on your mirror. And, you know, like as a business, yeah, Lauren's got them right there. As a business, you know, it's similar to your health and fitness journey. There are going to be days when you don't want to work out. There are going to be days when you know, don't want to follow your nutrition plan. And you have to remember what your why is to help you get through the hard things. Same with your business. There are going to be days that you don't want to sit down and do the call. There are going to be days when you want to say, hey, Lauren, sorry, I can't make the webinar today. I got stuff to do.
You have stuff to do.
Thanks, Deb. But you got to dig into your why. And you got to remember your why. And when you have that strong enough why, it will get you through anything. And I can tell you, it will get you through anything.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If Tim can hear me, like if I had painting on deck, I'd sit down for that webinar and I'd make it real long. Oh, I hate painting so much, but you guys go for it. Anyways, I would add to that too, like along with personal development, and these are things that like you hear people talk about it, but for so long I was like, okay, personal development, gratitude, affirmations, whatever, what's that hippie stuff, right? Like that literally was like in my mind of what it was. And coaching brought those things into my life. True, Mel. It brought those things into my life, and now I don't go a day without it. So really rooting myself in or grounding myself in gratitude and affirmations and saying them every single day, right? Because this team coaching, like it's always a part of it, right? And so it's always like in my brain. I have wired my brain to fully believe in what we do, so that on the days I don't want to do it, my brain is telling me, oh no, you're going to do this because you love this, right? You might not feel great right now, but like you love this. So yes, the woo-woo stuff works.
Okay, and one more question, and this is a great question because we talked about this actually last night on our team coaching call, is best way not to get lost in social media and have it work for you. Look at the peanut gallery over here. So I think, you know, the conversation we had last night was like, social media can be such a negative place. Yes, it can. It can also be a place of inspiration and a place of surrounding yourself with content that fills you up and following and engaging with people that are positive. And so in terms of like my personal approach to social media is to create before I consume. Like that's something that we talk about on our team all the time. And I also try and be that positive light, be the light on social media. And honestly, just from a tactical perspective, I really try and get in, do my work, check in on my coaches and see how my people are doing, and then get out. I really try and not get stuck in scroll hell. And if I do, I acknowledge it and stop it. Like ask myself, is this serving me? Nope. Okay, goodbye.
Yep. And along those lines, this is what I shared on the call last night. When it comes to social media, right? Like, man, 2020 just had all of it, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. And it felt at times like a really yucky place to be. Nobody wants to like live in a yucky world. And, you know, for me, like my job is on social media. Like so much of what I do is on there. And I just had to decide, you know what, like I'm in the driver's seat here. I am in control of what I consume on social media. So if that means muting or blocking people, get out. Like this is my space. Like I don't need to see you if you're not bringing me joy, right? And also along the lines of what Mel said, like being the light. If you want social media to be a better place, because it was created with so much good intention, right? Like what a beautiful concept that someone came up with to connect people all over the world, right? But it has turned into, you know, some not so good stuff. But if you want it to be a better place, then make it a better place. Put good stuff out there, put inspiring content out there. I can't tell you how many messages I get every single week of people who say, like, it might be like, no, I'm not going to join this challenge group, but thank you for inspiring me every day. You make me work out every day. Right? So even though you might not be joining my group, like I'm still inspiring people through the content that I put out there. Right? So if you want it to be a better place, make it a better place. Right? And that's just the mindset that I had to get into. Right? Yes. And as Mel said, it's also free, an incredible way to connect with people. It's a free platform to reach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people for free, which in business world is amazing.
Yeah, marketers 25 years ago would kill for social media. So Krista, I see you're asking, like, what are a few things you can do when you start from zero? That's what our Rise to Emerald is going to help you do. So we'll that's like a part of what that is going to be next week.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys some really solid action steps for just like really simple behaviors, really simple actions to take that are going to help you start sharing. Because everybody, like I remember, and I'll share it in the Rise to Emerald group, like my first post, I remember the first time I came onto my story and I like recorded it 17 times. I was like, oh my God, what are people going to think if I post a video of me working out? Guess what? Nobody cares. I mean, people care in a good way, but nobody's like, oh, why are you posting a workout video? That's so gross. Like nobody came to me and said that, even though in my head I thought they were going to, right? So it's really just about mostly getting over that fear, right? And taking that simple action and just doing it. Because once you rip the Band-Aid off, it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then the next time, not so bad. And then all of a sudden you like actually want to do it, right? Like I want to share this cool move I did in my workout today. I want to share this podcast that I just listened to. I want to share this recipe, right? It just becomes something that you actually enjoy doing.
That wraps up our Q&A.
All right, awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for hopping on. We would love, this is the first time that we are doing this type of format. So for like current team members or people who are interested in learning more about the coaching side of things, we love feedback from you guys on things you found helpful, things that you maybe wish we would have talked more about. We would love to hear from you guys. And then if you are ready to, if you want to hop in that Rise to Emerald unit, reach out to your coach. And we will get you guys all set up. And also if you have more questions, feel free to reach out. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Thanks for hopping on, and we will see you soon.